It's been quite a while since I last did a TV review, and the reason for that is because there's so much damn TV out at the moment that I'm falling behind on everything. I normally finish a show about 3 to 6 months after it actually finishes airing. Especially in the case with Netflix shows, I'm behind on a lot, but Turn Up Charlie is one that I had interest in straight away because of Idris Elba, a guy who I think is one of the best actors around, so I wasn't going to miss a chance to watch him on a Netflix show, and I'm pleased I did because Turn Up Charlie is a ton of fun.
Put the bucket back in the box.
Starring amongst others Idris Elba, Piper Perabo, JJ Field and Frankie Hervey. This is my review for Season 1 of Turn Up Charlie. Turn Up Charlie is the story of Charlie. Charlie, played by Idris Elba, is a one-hit wonder. Think Chesney Hawkes, but on the DJ scene. He's like one and only song, which always gets stuck in my head. But he's the equivalent of that, but DJing. And it's been a long time since he had his last hit, and he's struggling a little bit. He's struggling in his life, and he gets an opportunity to become a nanny, or a male nanny, or a manny. Gabriella, she's the daughter of one of his oldest friends, David, who he's known since school, and he and his wife Sarah, they don't give their daughter as much attention as they probably should. They're both hugely successful people, they're both hugely busy people, and they're sacrificing the time that they should be spending with their young daughter. And in return, she's acting out. She's going through nannies at a rate of knots, and she's being quite rude, quite horrible, and quite an unpleasant child. And it's up to Charlie to come along and turn her around. So Turn Up Charlie just kind of snuck up on me. It's one that I didn't really know anything about until it popped up available to view on Netflix. And it was just seeing Idris Elba, I was like, oh, I'm curious. And yeah, really glad I watched this one. It wasn't really what I expected it to be. I expected it to be just a bit of a fluff series. Just, you know, the old comedy of a male nanny looking after this kid, parodied on This Is Us. I mean, they've got a whole thing, The Manny. I was expecting something like that. I wasn't expecting it to be quite as layered as it is. And yeah, it really surprised me how much there is going on here, because it's not just this nanny relationship that's at the heart of this. There's so much more going on, and so many more characters get times in the spotlight. For Charlie himself, like, we get to find out a lot about him, about where he's come from, about where he wants to go, and a lot of the faults that he has. He's not a perfect dude at all. Like, he has many, many faults, and we experience them with him as the series goes on. Like, towards the end, he makes some mistakes, he makes some errors, and he kind of falls back into his old habits. We learn a lot about who this guy was and where he came from, to a level that I wasn't expecting us to go down. And it's the same with the other characters as well. David and Sarah get their time in the spotlight. Sarah more so than David. He gets a little bit relegated to the sidelines from time to time, but he still gets some character development, and so does she. They've got problems in their marriage. We learn about those problems, where they came from, and what caused them, and we see them struggling to move past them as time goes on. And then there's the little Gabrielle herself. And yes, when this show starts, she's irritating, she's annoying, she's horrible, but she's played so well by Frankie Hervey, who I think is a newcomer to the scene. Like, her Wikipedia hasn't got anything I can click to see what else she's done, so I guess she's pretty new. But big things ahead for her, I hope, because she deserves them. It's a solid performance. Even when the character is being really unlikable, still kind of like her because of the performance. She's able to imbue a lot of sense of fun in this character, while at the same time not overselling moments that make it seem like she's being neglected. And there are a couple of times where it does, like she gets a present from her dad and she just puts it in a drawer with tons of other presents in there. Like, it's a bit on the nose on occasion. But her performance makes it feel subtler than it is. It's a very, very strong performance from her, and I was really on board with the growing friendship between her and Charlie. The actress and Idris Elba, they have a great chemistry between them from the moment that they appear on screen, and it doesn't dissipate as the series goes on. If anything, it gets stronger. The stronger that the bond gets between the two of them, the more I ended up enjoying this show. And I think I enjoyed it as much as I did because all the characters are quite relatable. I enjoyed them all, even the ones who are just really successful, who I should hate. I actually quite liked things about them. Charlie's aunt in this one is a great character who should have been given more to do, because every time she came onto the screen, it lit up. Such a fun character. And the show too is also great to look at. It uses its locations well. A large part of this is set around Camden and the Camden markets, which I love because it's a great fun place. If you ever go to Camden, check out Bang Bang Chicken Guy if he's still there, because he's a ton of fun and his chicken's great. But we get to see all of that area, and we don't get to see that on TV as much as I'd like to. I remember being really, really surprised when it showed up in 24, for example. And it's not just there. We get shots of LA, we get some time spent in Ibiza, we get to go to festivals. Like, this is a great show to look at because the locations are always changing. That being said, Turn Up Charlie has some problems. Some of the plot twists that come along are quite predictable, and the story, it does kind of go in quite a predictable way most of the time, actually. There's not a lot in the way of surprises in Turn Up Charlie. Sort of plot surprises. I mean, performances and things like that surprise me, but when it comes to actually the story and where it goes itself, it follows a path. It follows quite a safe path, I'd say, as well. And even when it's trying to be edgy and it's trying to be a bit more adult, it still feels like it's reining itself in a little bit. It still feels like it is trying to play it safe, even when those are the moments that it should break free a little bit. There's certain characters as well that don't work. There's another kid in here who befriends Gabrielle called Hunter. And I can see what they were trying to do with this character. Like, he's a young kid who knows he's gay and he's a troublemaker. So there's a lot of fun elements that character could have had, but it's not really given the attention that I think it should have been given. The character seems to fall by the wayside a little bit, and there's a lot of times when he was on screen that I was just thinking this probably would have been better if he wasn't in it at all. It does feel there's an element of overstuffing to this series, because it's 8 episodes long, but the episodes themselves are about 25 minutes on average, so it didn't take me long to watch this, and I think it could have done with a little bit of trimming in the character department, just a few less, just to focus on the main ones, because when a show's this brief, cutting away to these characters like Hunter who don't feel like they quite belong, just makes me resent them a little bit, because I want to be spending time with the main players here. On the whole, though, this was a nice watch. Don't expect too much, don't expect anything sort of amazing from this, but this was just something that I had on, paid attention to, watched, and just enjoyed. Just a nice breezy way to spend a few hours. I do like it when you can just watch a show that's just content with just being enjoyable. Like, that seems to be the main goal of Turn Up Charlie, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. I'm hoping we get a season 2, because I want to see more from these people. I'm going to give season 1 of Turn Up Charlie a 7 out of 10. Have you watched Turn Up Charlie yet? If so, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Do you want to see it have a second season? Are you happy with One and Done? Let me know that as well. I do look out for more reviews coming soon. I'm going to try and do some more TV reviews. I'm going to pick a few shows, I think, and just try and make sure I watch them on time, just so I can do these. But look out for more TV reviews coming soon. Certainly more movie reviews coming as well. You can follow me on Twitter as well, at Joe Julians. Always talking about TV and film on there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.